You're listening to Passages, a podcast about great quotes, life, and the wisdom of the Bible. And now your hosts, Drew Kaiser, Jason Pulliam, and Tim Layton.
Welcome. It's the night before Thanksgiving, and all through the house, not a creature stirring. Well, at Tim's house there's a mouse.
Hey, come on. I think he's gone.
Maybe
I think
3 or
that's
4.
a great way to start the podcast.
I found, speaking of that, we've had a rat problem in the barn. I found online, so it has to work, a safe, non-toxic solution for killing mice and rats.
Okay.
So you take 4 tablespoons of baking soda, 4 tablespoons of cornmeal, like you would make your cornbread out of. I personally chose Jiffy because Jiffy makes the best cornbread. Actually, I don't know if that's true. That's just what they used on the old interweb. But you mix them together, and then you sit them out like bait. The rats eat them, and then the stomach acid in the rat mixes with the baking soda, creating bubbles and gas. And there's 2 things that rats and mice can't do. Do you know what those 2 things are?
Pass gas through either end.
Pass gas through either end of their alimentary canal. That is
Point
correct.
A or point B.
That's right. So their little bellies expand to the point that they can't survive. And it's supposed to...
Now, are they going to explode?
No, I'm learning things. I did not know that rats couldn't burp.
This is not like the seagulls and Alka-Seltzers.
Is this a true thing? Because
there's only one way to find out.
Hey, I've got 2 pans of this.
Heard of rat farts, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm just telling you.
I have heard that expression.
I've heard too. But I'm just telling you,
You're telling me that's not a real thing?
I watched a couple of YouTube videos online about this.
I'd like to apologize to my mom posthumously for saying that on
but
the air.
I want to say I looked online and I watched multiple videos about this, and I'm testing it. I've got it out in the barn. I haven't gone down there to assess the situation yet. Cassie was down there earlier, though, and said it did not smell like any type of gas had been expelled. So that's a good sign.
Yeah. Well, you should do this right before birthday party, and it'll take care of your balloons also.
That is true. We could just tie a little string. You could just hold them by the tail, and they'll just float.
Yeah.
What if you flung them out like skeet?
Ooh, that would be a fun activity.
Look, I need something to happen with them, but I'll report back. But that's
right,
a safe,
I'm
non-toxic
curious.
way.
I hope you find one of them, and it just looks like a big balloon.
It just has its little paws on its belly.
It basically
It looks the way we're going to look tomorrow after Thanksgiving dinner.
I already look like that sitting here tonight as I drink my about 10th soda of the day.
But
Well, it's a diet soda.
It is diet soda, so that my kidneys are going, no!
Yeah, have y'all seen that the Menendez brothers are back in the news?
Well, yes, Drew, we have.
What was their greatest hit? Was that was the group that got together in 1989?
That's somebody else. I'm talking about
Was that Bop?
Maybe. No, I don't remember.
I'm talking about the guys who murdered their parents.
Oh, wow. And that took a
That's
dark
a
turn.
different
Yeah. What year
This
was
is a
that,
true
Drew?
crime podcast. Passages, true crime.
What year did that happen, Drew?
1989.
Okay, so I thought that's what I'd read.
That's been a minute.
Yeah, I was
1989, I was looking this up because I was getting the dates confused. I remember the trials. I don't remember much from 1989, so I was thinking, didn't it happen a lot closer to this time? And the trial, they were convicted in 1996, but they committed the murder in 1989.
That's why I can remember it, because in 1989, when they committed it, I was 10. Now Tim should remember it because he was 23. But
not that far off, but anyhow.
No, that's
they were
I'm
convicted.
doing the math.
So for our listeners
23.
that aren't old,
No, in 89.
In 89.
for our listeners that don't go back to the previous century, Lyle and Eric Menendez were brothers who were convicted of killing their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez. They were convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. But there's been one of these documentaries out on Paramount or one of the streaming platforms, and new evidence has come to light.
There's actually been several, right? I mean, I think
Yeah, ever
some
since
sort,
the
but-
conviction, because it was controversial then.
But
Because
there has been a recent one that maybe had some new information.
there
or
was a
something.
letter found from a cousin who's now passed that supported their claims that they were being sexually abused by their father. And also one of the members of Menudo, so we are able to work a band into this,
Okay.
has come forward saying that he had been abused by the same man.
Interesting. See, I haven't
And,
seen any of the documentaries on it, so maybe I should go back and watch one.
If their claims of sexual abuse could be proved, they should have gotten a manslaughter
A
verdict
lesser charge.
instead of first-degree murder. And they were supposed
But
to
why
come
did they kill Mom also? And
because
again, I
she
don't know.
didn't do anything about it. You know, I'm not excusing murder.
Yeah.
That
what it
would
sounded
be
like
their
to me, Drew.
argument. And so they were supposed to get a resentencing and were expected to be released, but the AG in California that was over this, he got booted out of office
Yep.
in the election. So they're waiting on a new AG to come in, and so there's a little delay on that. They're expected to get out, and the story's interesting, the murder's interesting, whatever. We can talk about that if you want to. But what I'm really interested in is the fact that these guys went in single, young, they were like teenagers, and now they're married. And I'm
To
just
each other?
fascinated by
No.
No.
the family life of these men that have been locked up since they were,
At least
I
one
don't
of them
know,
has a
18 to 19
kid,
years
too,
old.
right? I mean, at least one. I
I didn't see
think
that.
there was a kid somewhere. Let me.
Well, if they've been locked up all time,
Pop a goog
we
on
need,
that.
we might need
Okay, I'll
Maury
get back to you on
Povich
that
to
in a second.
intervene on that one.
So on July the 2nd, 1996, so I understand this one because this was the year they were convicted.
So were they married before they were convicted and sent to jail? Is that how it happened?
No.
Oh.
No, after jail. But the year they were convicted, Lyle married Anna Erickson at a ceremony attended by Abramson, I don't know who that is, and his aunt, officiated by Judge Nancy Brown. But they were divorced on April 1st, 2001. April Fools. No, I think it was a real divorce. Now, here's why they were divorced. Erickson discovered that Lyle was allegedly cheating on her with another woman. How do you do that in prison?
I don't know.
In November 2003, Lyle married Rebecca Sneed at a ceremony in a visiting area, Mule Creek State Prison. They had known each other for around 10 years before their engagement.
Weird.
These guys are players.
Are they pen pals?
But update on Rebecca Sneed as of 2 days ago, and I thought I saw this on the news this week. Rebecca Sneed, Lyle's second wife, made the announcement on a Facebook page bearing his name that she runs that they are separated after more than 20 years of marriage. Isn't that a odd term to use?
Yeah.
We're separated.
They're separated
I
by-
think you've been separated.
You've
for the
been
whole time.
separated the
By
whole time.
bars and
Now that he's
plexiglass.
getting out, she wants a separation.
Yeah.
Lyle's about to get out. I need to get away from him.
Okay,
But let's talk about
the Menendez brothers don't have any biological children. There's a reference to Talia Menendez.
a
I
child that
I think
maybe
a child of one of
they
the
adopted or
wives,
something.
maybe.
Well, Eric is the other brother, and he was married June the 12th, 1999, to Tammy, who is still his wife today. They were married at Folsom State Prison in a prison waiting room.
Did Johnny Cash play the ceremony?
That would have been awesome, but
Yeah.
no.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. All right, there we go.
Tammy said, "Our wedding cake was a Twinkie. We improvised. It was a wonderful
I
ceremony
bet there was
until
a
I had to
file in
leave."
that thing. I bet there was a file in it. I guarantee it.
Hanging out of both
Yeah,
ends
yeah.
of that Twinkie.
It's like, wait a minute, this Twinkie's got a nail file in it.
In an interview with ABC News, she described her relationship with Eric as something that I've dreamed about for a long time, and it's just something very special that I never thought I would ever have. Of course, she had put a book out, and described all of this and said her family doesn't understand. But
I would say her family's with the vast majority.
she has a daughter. This is probably who you were talking about. She has a daughter that calls him her Earth Dad. Not sure
Earth Dad.
if her biological father is a Martian. I don't know how that works.
Maybe her felon dad.
I just think
get
these
that.
guys, for a couple of convicted murderers that are a little strange, been in prison their whole lives, have women waiting in the aisles
Yeah.
to marry them.
Now, I saw something this week, and maybe you can shed some light on this, that in the reassessment of this case, that there's a possibility that one of them might get out and the other one might remain in prison.
Well, somebody fired the shotgun,
Okay.
Yeah.
and the other guy was
Was
nearby.
And then helped cover it all up, right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
probably the guy who pulled the trigger is going to do more time.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But they've both been in prison since 96.
Now, when they went into prison, as
That's a
I
long time.
remember, or the pictures I remember from my childhood, they had this long, black, wavy hair, kind of like my youngest son does, right? Their pictures
Yeah.
look like they've been in the weight room, and
Yes.
they look pretty good to have aged
One
30
of
years
them's-
in prison.
One of them's bald, and the other
Yeah.
one, they both look very fit.
Yeah.
Look like, I'm just going to say it looks like prisons treated them pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got
Don't
each
look
got
so
a
bad.
I mean, they got a wedding ceremony out of it.
So, it's
Yeah, with a Twinkie for a cake. I mean,
Yeah.
3 hots and a cot,
Yeah.
that's right, eh?
Yeah.
Lots of spare time in the weight room.
Yeah. Probably got all the Judge Judy they want to watch on TV too, I bet.
That's right. It's weird that, how do you attract a young lady from behind bars? I guess some women are fascinated by the forbidden nature of the relationship and start writing letters to these guys.
It's got to start as pen pals, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
or
And then
maybe-
supervised visits.
or is it somebody that works at the prison? Maybe.
No, it wasn't that.
Maybe it's just you're watching an episode of Dateline, and
And you think,
Like-
that guy's
Hubba.
pretty good looking.
where did they say he was in prison?
Folsom County?
Let me go check out what visiting day is down there.
Now I thought that they got off because the glove didn't fit, and if it don't fit, you must have
come
quit.
on.
Am I
No.
getting the trials mixed up?
I think you're getting them mixed up.
Okay, maybe I am.
I believe that's Orenthal.
Oh, that's right.
The
that's
juice.
right. The juice. That's right.
May you rest in peace.
Do you think the judge, if he denies them getting out, will say?
His quest to find the killer's finally over.
Do you
Yes.
think the judge will say, if he denies the request, no way, Jose? Because that wasn't that their dad's name. Is that a little soon? No.
It'll always be too soon for that one.
Yeah, sorry.
It's been 30 years.
Speaking of OJ, didn't he write a book called If I Did It?
If I did it.
Yeah.
And then he describes how he murdered two
Yeah,
people.
No,
Yeah.
he describes how he would have done it if he did it.
He was like,
I mean, the guy,
yeah, it's a hypothetical,
the
but his,
brazenness of
but
this
the,
guy.
and the author's picture in the back of the book, he's winking.
Yeah, probably.
And if I
I don't
did
think it ever got published.
If I did it, I would have wiped my feet off before I got in that blazer.
Yeah.
Bronco.
man.
Sorry.
Bronco. How could you forget that?
1994.
forget the
If it was,
July
I used to drive a Blazer, and I'll tell you, if it was a Blazer, it would have broke down before
Let me
he
tell
had to
you, you
pull
pushed the
over.
Blazer more than you drove it.
Yeah, he would have been out back pushing that
AC
thing.
would have been out back. He would have been steering.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, man.
All right, Tim.
All right.
Pitching over to you.
All right. Let's do a Yay Sports.
Yay, sports.
Now, I apologize for my absence last week, and part of this update would have been a little more timely had it come last week.
Oh, we're going to get some old news.
Yeah, well,
Is it fake news or is this actually real news?
this is real news.
Okay.
Well, news may not be the way to put it. You be the judge of that yourselves. So, sometimes things that are overly complicated sometimes lure me in, right? When it comes to just things in general in life.
Yeah.
Well, I heard on the radio that there were some rules that were passed out by the Southeastern Conference office around what to do for tiebreakers for the SEC championship, SEC football championship. And it was like a 28-page document on how to come up with the tie, how to break ties in the event of a tie. Well, as of like last week, there was like a 8-way tie for second place or something, or at least maybe 8 teams in contention, in close contention for getting into the SEC football championship game. So this is the first year that with the addition of Texas and Oklahoma, they dissolved the divisions.
Yeah, the divisions.
Right.
Yeah,
The East and West division of the conference, and it's just one big group of 16 teams. And so in that one big group of 16 teams, each team plays 8 other teams in the conference, right? So you barely touch half the conference.
I'm sorry. I heard that.
was that somebody's stomach growling?
Somebody's. It was yours, wasn't it?
It wasn't
Jason?
my stomach. No,
I don't think it was mine.
was it not your stomach? Rats may not, but Tim does. I mean, you're the oldest one in here, Tim.
I doubt you
Did it
came
sound-
through on
did
the
it sound
recording,
like a
but
fart?
no.
We're going to have to cut this out, clearly. Let's just...
It just sounded like somebody's stomach growling. I looked
It
at
did.
Jason and I thought he
wasn't
did
me.
it.
Somebody's stomach. It's either that or it's the ghost that haunts this place.
Well, it could be the ghost. I'm sorry, Tim.
No, it's
Continue. If you
Okay.
can remember where you were.
You got to sort of think about where to put this back together. All right.
We'll know what happens if it goes silent in a minute. Tim leaves the room.
So this is the first year that the Southeastern Conference has divisions, let's try that one more time.
Sorry. It's awful.
I'm trying to rein
All
it
right.
in. This is podcast gold.
So this is the first year that the SEC no longer has...
I'm trying. Okay, I'm going to look away.
Take 4.
All right,
Go.
ready?
Just talk through it. We're going to giggle.
All right, so this is the first year that the Southeastern Conference no longer has the Eastern and Western Division, right? So with the addition of Texas and Oklahoma, they just have one big group now. And each team in the SEC plays 8 other teams. And so you barely play half the teams in the group. So here's why that's important. In the past, there was an Eastern Division and the Western Division, and you played everybody in your division. And so tiebreakers are pretty easy, right? Well, my team and your team are both 4-1. What was the head-to-head? Who won the head-to-head? You're the one who's, you're the champion.
Simple.
But now there's all of this, mixing of possibilities. And so I wanted to share with you because, like I said, I love odd, weird things here in terms of how things can get complicated. Just a little bit on how they were going to break the tie. Now, like I said, this is about a week late because a bunch of things happened, including my team laying an egg in Norman, Oklahoma last Saturday night because they were on the path to, you beat Oklahoma, you beat Auburn. Alabama's in the SEC championship game, probably against the winner of Texas and Texas A&M. Now, Georgia's in the SEC championship game against the winner of Texas and Texas A&M. But here are some of the ways that they were going to figure out. So tiebreaker A was head-to-head competition, right? So if you have a couple of teams that have the same record and they're either vying for the first spot or the second spot, well, head-to-head competition, that makes perfect sense. The next one is record against common conference opponents, right? So if you played 8 teams and I played 8 teams and we have 3 of them in common, now what's our record against those common teams? Does that break the tie? So you were 3-0 against them, I was 2-1, you win.
Okay.
All right, so then the next is the record against the highest, best placed conference opponents. So
if you beat a number 4 team
right.
and the other guy beat the highest ranked team was 12,
Yeah. So there's
then the guy who beat the number 4 team
Gets the nod.
yeah. Tiebreaker D then becomes, you have to wonder, what's the probability you get down to these. Tiebreaker D, conference winning percentage by all conference opponents of tied teams. So
Wow. You might as well have been speaking
now,
Chinese.
Now, what for all of your opponents? What was their winning percentage? So, did you beat good teams or bad teams?
Oh, so that's like a strength of schedule kind of thing?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Tiebreaker E then is something called cap relative scoring margin against all conference opponents. So it's your, and somebody was arguing this probably should have been higher than the other one, but how badly did you beat the other teams? And it says capped because I think if you could beat them by 100 points, probably you only get credit for 50 or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then the last one, which is the most fun, is random draw. I don't think you ever can get to a random draw, but then they basically, it's rock, paper, scissors. And
They put all the names in a hat and somebody just pulls out.
exactly. So I find, so it's interesting, some of the scenarios, because now you could literally have, like the Alabama-Auburn game this week, and Alabama and Auburn could play the next week, because before this, they've been in the same division. They can never be in the SEC championship game. Now any combination of teams that are in the SEC can be in the
Because there's
championship
no
game.
divisions anymore.
No divisions, right? So, so it's going to be interesting. We'll make some interesting matchups. And when I thought about Alabama and Auburn playing twice in one season, brought a little local flavor back to this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this week is Battle of the Bridge 2.
We've
Yes.
decided to refer to it as Part 2.
Part 2.
It's
All right.
French.
Because we do a lot of French on this podcast.
Yeah, Part 2.
Well, let's go with Bob Part 2, Battle of the Bridge.
Oh, Bob Part 2. I
Part
like
deux.
it. I've already bought 10 gallons of green paint on the outside chance that we wipe the field and I can paint the bridge green.
Yeah.
For our listeners who aren't local, Leeds and Moody, our two communities here, are both in the playoffs. This is, what do you call this?
This is the semifinal. This decides who
Semifinal.
goes to the state
Semifinal.
championship.
Right, the winner
game, yeah.
goes to the state championship.
Right. And so
And we've already played Moody once this year.
And they beat us
and they
by
beat us
16, I think.
16, right. And beat us pretty soundly.
Yeah, it was
Right.
the
Yeah,
game.
I mean,
the game was
It was not in doubt.
it was out of hand.
Leeds
pretty
is a
early.
different team now, though, I
They,
think.
and I think that.
But so is Moody.
And let's talk about that a little bit, because that's what I wanted to talk about. Is because this is local flavor. This is one of those, if you're not from the area that we're from.
Fast forward about 5 minutes.
Yeah, this is
but
this-
not too far because there's some really good stuff coming.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
So this is like, roll up the town Friday night, it's the Battle of the Bridge, because there's the bridge that goes over I-20. On one side of the bridge is Leeds, on the other side's Moody, and you really can't tell one place from the other. And so it's just sort of one city together, split in half.
We do have Buc-ee's. I just want to throw that out there.
That's right. We have Buc-ee's and Bass Pro.
And when Jason says we, it's confusing because he lives in Moody.
Lives in Moody.
No,
But
I sleep in Moody, but I live in Leeds.
all
I can
right.
buy that.
All
That's
right.
true.
I like that. I like the sound of that. So, so as we said, Moody wins round one in pretty convincing form, and they are a really good team this
They
year.
are very good.
They've gone through the playoffs, in the words of Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball.
They have gone through it like a hot knife through butter, Tim.
Yeah. So Leeds has fought tooth and nail.
We've had some really close back and forth. games.
It's been 3 great games against Scottsboro, and then we went to Fairview.
Gunnersville was our first one. Gunnersville played at home.
Gunnersville, I'm sorry.
And,
That's right.
And in 2 of those games, we started out behind and had to battle back,
Right.
claw our way back in. Now the Fairview game, we never were behind in that game.
Oh yeah, we were.
Oh, that's right. They scored off the very first play.
The first drive took about 9 minutes, and they scored.
Yeah, that's right.
But we got ahead, and then corner was a tough game last Friday night, and all of them have been pretty tight. So when the brackets came out for all of this, we looked at, hey, we could see Moody again. What would it be like to have another Battle of the Bridge in the same year? But there was a lot of road for both of us to get there.
And we really, looking at the schedules, we had a good draw in the playoffs, which gave us potential to get there.
Right.
It was still, if you were looking at the Vegas odds, which there weren't because it's high school football, but we were an outside chance to get there. But the boys have played really, really good, especially that cute little long snapper.
Oh,
hey,
man.
buddy.
He is in fuego. So I think we played two teams that had lost once and one undefeated team.
Mm-hmm.
These were good teams, but it was a pretty good draw for us. Yep. We matched up pretty well against these teams. So I sort of want to wrap this up with just the idea, though, that the Leeds team this year has sort of been on a trajectory. If we would have given you the preseason St. Clair County update, which we may do next year, right? So
we should. Yeah,
stay tuned.
Like
yeah. So we might have said 500, 7-3.
I would have, looking at it, I would have said 7-3,
right?
Something like that.
We went to
maybe 8-2, but that would have been if everything just fell just right. Because our conference, our region, it has some really good teams. Moody is a great football team.
But we had some hiccups along the way. We played St. Clair and they scored 40 points on us. We scored about 1 million.
We gave up a big lead. We gave up a big lead to Briarwood.
Right.
And when we were ahead,
and they were 0-4 going into that game. And that night we thought, this may not be a very good year.
This is not going to be good because that was early.
But this team scrapped and scrapped and scrapped, kept getting better. When the Moody game happened, they started making some adjustments, and they had some guys that started playing Ironman football and, playing both ways because they had to get their best athletes out on the field as much time as possible. And we're sort of beat up now, right? We've been through some wars this year. And so there's some players that are dinged up, including our quarterback, which is the most concerning. But, again, I would say we come in as a considerable underdog in this game, but it'll be interesting to see, hey, if we can hang in there for a little while, maybe we pop a big play, maybe we get a turnover and we stick in there for a second, start really believing we can win this game. Let's see what happens.
And I really feel like going into this game, the majority of the pressure is on Moody.
I don't think there's any doubt about that.
I think Moody has got
everything
closest,
to lose.
Well, they've got the closest they've ever been to a state championship game. They've never won to the state. To my knowledge, they've not been to state. And so this is a lot of pressure on them, and pressure can do some weird things.
Yeah.
And guys, it is going to be cold on Friday night.
Right.
You better bring your cold gear.
Hey, I've encountered both Moody and Leeds players today, and none of them are happy about having to practice football on Thanksgiving morning.
No.
7:00 tomorrow morning.
Yep. They'll be there. And it's
7:30 for Leeds, right? Moody's at 7.
It's going to be raining in the morning, too. So
yeah, that's
So
no fun.
We'll wrap this up by saying no second Iron Bowl this year, but there is a second Battle of the Bridge Friday night. So
roll Green Wave.
roll RGR, baby.
Especially you little cute long snapper. Hey, Sam. That's my son for anyone. I'm not being creepy. He gets embarrassed when I mention him. So, Sam,
over to you, Jason.
That was for you. All right, guys. So, a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we had Halloween, and I did a spectacular job of bringing dad jokes to the equation about Halloween.
Oh, the feedback off that episode has just been through the roof.
A great job that I have had people
Had some real gut busters.
really, really beg me to do it again.
A lot of guffawing.
Yes.
So I have brought
Snorting.
back the Halloween jokes to tell them again. No, I jest. I have brought in a group of Thanksgiving jokes.
That will make us wish the Halloween jokes are back. Or,
Guys, let me tell you, I probably read 500 or 600 Halloween jokes today,
He does his research.
and
How many of them are you going to share with us?
about maybe 12. And these are let me tell you guys,
There were a lot of Halloween jokes.
the Halloween jokes were a lot better than these. I mean, there is
Oh,
not many.
you're setting
good-
us up for disappointment
Oh,
already.
Well, I thought last time I was hitting a home run, and then as I was telling them and watching your facial expressions, I realized what a buffoon I was making of myself. So I'm just going to go
I will
in.
say it in the Layton trip to school one day or whatever. I think you got a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
more than you got in this
We had it
room.
on in our car, and you were getting laughs.
One
from
of my favorite listeners came up to me and said, "Please do another round of jokes." So I think when we get holidays,
Got to give the
give the
people what they
people
want.
That's right.
Yep.
So I'm just
Poke,
going to
poke,
go
yummy,
through
Coke.
these. If it looks like it's going bad, I'll cut it short. But let's start with one that I thought was a pretty good one. Why do pilgrims' pants always fall down?
Something about a buckle.
Yeah,
The
their buckles are on their
shoe.
hats and their shoes. I mean, can't keep them up. All right, Tim, this one's for you.
All right.
Why did the cranberry blush? It saw the turkey dressing. That's a good one. That's a genuine laugh. I ain't got his glasses off yet, but we're working on it.
Not even close.
I really don't like this one. I'm skipping it.
No, go ahead.
No,
and give it
let's
to
hear
us.
that one.
Hey, there's
I
only
hear
12.
the bad ones too.
Okay, what do you call a rainy Thanksgiving day? Foul weather. You know, it's a turkey and they're birds.
Okay.
Okay. When are turkeys
Nice
most
pun.
grateful? Speaking of being grateful and thankful, when are turkeys most thankful? That's right, guys. The day after Thanksgiving, because they made it. They survived. They weren't.
I was
dinner.
actually going to guess that, and I thought that's
Yeah.
just not funny at all. So that can't be the
Is that a
punchline.
joke?
I got to come back.
That's
to,
just the truth, right?
I got to come
Yeah,
back.
that's.
I got to come back. I'm gonna save my favorite ones for last.
Are turkeys self-aware?
Probably not.
Do they have a calendar?
Yeah. There's all kinds of philosophical questions your jokes are raising.
Well, the president pardons one. So,
True, true.
they can obviously commit a crime. Okay.
You're committing a crime right now.
These are awful. What always comes at the end of Thanksgiving?
Black Friday.
No, you idiot. A G.
And, you're right. These are worse than the
I
Halloween
told you.
jokes.
All right. If April showers bring Mayflowers, what do the Mayflowers bring?
Pilgrims.
Pilgrims. You nailed it. That's an old one.
Good job.
All right. What did the side dish say when the therapist told him he should be sweeter? He said, "I am what I am."
Little Popeye reference there. Ooh, good.
All right, Tim, what smells the best at the Thanksgiving meal? Your nose. Your nose smells, Tim. Your nose.
Yeah, my nose.
Yeah, okay. What does politics and Thanksgiving meals have in common?
Start some arguments.
No, you got to choose your sides. That's bad. All right, Tim, here we go. Can a turkey jump higher than the Empire State Building?
Yeah, the Empire State Building can't jump at all.
That's right. Of course not. Buildings cannot jump. All right. You're going to get this one too. Y'all are some smart guys. Which side of the turkey has the most feathers?
Outside.
The outside. Yeah, that's a great one. And guys, this is the cream. This is the cream of the
So
crop right
bad.
here. Yeah. What are turkeys most thankful for?
The day after Thanksgiving.
No, vegetarians. All right, we're getting down to the last few.
Oh no.
Did you? No. Sorry. What kind of music do pilgrims listen to? Plymouth Rock. That's my favorite one.
Oh, man.
All right.
Plymouth Rock.
Did you hear about the turkey who lost his left leg at Thanksgiving? He's all right now.
Another pun.
Lost his okay.
See, all right.
So I saved my
Uses his
favorite
right
one
side.
for last.
All right, here we go.
So why did Mom's turkey taste funny this year? She did not have the time to finish it.
I think it's pronounced time.
I know, but if I'd have said time,
I wouldn't have understood.
you wouldn't have understood
True,
it. I
true.
had to make the H not
I
a
just
silent
wanted to make
H.
sure you knew
No,
that.
I knew
because it
that.
sounded like you had a lisp.
No.
That was the funniest thing you did tonight is a
Yes.
lisp.
No, I knew it was that.
And it wasn't even a lisp.
In fact, I looked up the correct pronunciation of it so that I would not get it wrong. But then I was like, when I told people that joke in test audiences, they didn't get it because they weren't thinking of time being a spice.
Did any of them suggest that you pronounce it thyme?
No, but I knew if I said thyme, y'all would understand what I was saying.
Note to comedian. Speak with a lisp.
Yeah, it's funnier. I've almost
Did you
got
not listen
Tim's-
to Simon and Garfunkel?
I have.
I mean, that's where I learned how to pronounce all the herbs.
I have almost got Tim's glasses off with saying thyme.
That was good. I like that.
That was my favorite one. Okay, so the last thing I want to bring up, still on the theme of Thanksgiving, is
Now I'm saying a lot of TH words and it's still cracking me up. The theme of Thanksgiving.
theoretically. Okay, so not that we are mocking or talking down
Absolutely
to anyone
not.
that uses their
would never do
speech.
that.
Never.
Never.
Okay. I'm looking for it. Hang on, I've lost it. This is not good. I want to go through. I found an article that talked about America's top Thanksgiving dishes, and this was respondents were given, and I lost how many numbers. A big number. The choice between two dishes, and then they took how many times each dish was chosen and made a percentage and a list. So we've done this in the past, but it's Thanksgiving. We can't go through this holiday without talking about food. So I'm going to run through these dishes. We'll do a few on the top and a few on the bottom and see what you think about it. So turkey, that was number one. Everybody loves turkey. Are y'all going to have turkey?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm going to say turkey it's interesting territory, right?
Okay.
Because turkey done well is really good, and turkey,
Done too well is like it is in Christmas Vacation.
yeah, it can get dry really.
Yeah.
It's a big bird.
easily.
It is a
It's hard to
big
get it heated all the way
Yeah.
through.
So you gotta know what you're doing,
All right.
which I would have no idea what.
Supposed to take all that stuff out of the middle of it, Tim. The stuff in the paper.
Oh, the plastic
neck.
bag comes out of it?
Yeah, all that.
Hold on to their heart for me, Clark.
That's the gizzard. Okay, the number two most common thing that was chosen as a top Thanksgiving dish. Now I'm really nervous when I say TH words. Mashed potatoes. And I'm a big fan of mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
In fact, when we had our church Thanksgiving dinner, we brought mashed potatoes. If you are...
And mashed potato works in very well with turkey and dressing.
it really does.
It can accept some of that gravy that's going to be in the whole mix there. So I'm
But
with
there's
you.
Stuff.
there's a lot of potatoes because sweet potato souffle, sweet potato casserole is on the table nowadays just about everywhere.
Can you
So you have
have...
two potatoes.
Can you have too many potatoes, though?
That would be a no.
I'm okay with it. It's just
Look,
it's a lot of
we
potatoes.
can have mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, French fries, tater tots, and hash brown casserole, and I'd be all for it.
and that covers all the vegetables that you need to take for that day.
That pretty much covers all the vegetables I eat, and I'm pretty sure they're not vegetables either. Number three, I'm going to say dressing. This says stuffing, but we're in the
we don't
South.
say-
we
we don't say
dressing.
stuffing.
And we
That
don't
is-
say dressing. We say dressing. Turkey and dressing.
Right.
That's a good one to me. Number four was an odd one, but I can get it. Rolls made it. The bread or the rolls at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Do y'all get a lot? I try to
So
not go.
this is a ranking.
And
Mashed potatoes is number 2.
this was the number of times that someone chose it over another thing. So they would list two things, like they'd list mashed potatoes and dressing. And the more people clicked mashed potatoes in that comparison than they did
Okay.
dressing.
I'm just going to say rolls is too high here.
I agree, because they just make me full, which
Right.
means I can't eat
Right.
enough of the good
I mean,
stuff.
on other day, there are a lot of other days to eat rolls.
Yeah.
We're going to, so
Yeah.
maybe there's a roll right there on the side of the plate.
You need one roll.
that might,
And
It's
the kind
it's
of roll matters.
It's the wipe the plate off.
If we're
roll.
just talking about the brown and serve,
right.
that's
That's
drunk
right.
roll.
No,
That's
no.
right.
That's just thrown on
I
top.
totally agree.
Yeast rolls, you can
There we go.
raise
Right.
those
Yeah,
up in the
yeah.
ranks a
So
little
if
bit.
there's
It's-
any Sister Shoebies going on,
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah, but to me, the roll is you've got all the juices from the food, and you rake them up, clean them up, absorb it in the roll. And it's almost like you're cleansing your palate before dessert.
But there would be consideration for leaving the roll alone so that you could go back and get some more of the good stuff. So.
Absolutely. I would rather have extra good stuff. So ham made the list. It was number 5. We had ham at Thanksgiving with my parents.
But that's not
I don't know that
traditional, really. That's an Easter thing, right?
Well, and Christmas. I've always heard the Christmas ham.
Yeah.
Or the Christmas goose.
I think we're gonna have a small ham tomorrow and a turkey. Yeah. So
the ham is just out there for those old guys that don't eat poultry.
Yeah.
They grew up on a farm.
People that
There's
don't
a lot
eat
of them here at Asheville Road
that will not eat.
Don't eat chicken or turkey.
We raise chickens, and I'll still eat chickens. I love those things. Scallop potatoes, bleh. I mean, if you're going to have potatoes,
here we go with potatoes again.
That's like low grade potatoes.
That's like Tuesday night supper.
With
we ain't got time for
salmon
that.
patties.
That's a joke.
You talking to me, brother?
Yeah.
Out of that red
that's
can.
After PTA.
Out of that red can right there.
Oh yeah.
Let's get home late from PTA and get in the kitchen really quick.
I imagine those salmon going up the river in those red cans.
No, hey, you don't call them salmon if you're frying them on a skillet. That's salmon.
I think we've talked about that in the previous
patties.
episode.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're saying that right.
A nice fillet on a plate is salmon.
Now, the sweet potatoes absolutely make the list. And to me...
Why is it so low down?
You know, I wondered that. It should definitely be above scalloped potatoes and ham
rolls.
and bread. Yeah. It should be in the top 5 for sure.
And I'd just like to point out, we've got 3 potatoes on the list now.
And I like it in the sweet potato souffle. Or the sweet potato casserole, whatever you want to call it.
Got some stuff in there.
Now,
with
are you doing pecans and brown sugar on top, or are you doing marshmallows?
Pecans and brown sugar.
I could do either. I'm not a purist one way or the other, but whoever made them at the Thanksgiving thing the other day, that little brown sugar pecan topping they put on it was spectacular. Really? I don't know who made them, but they were really good.
If it was a passenger, let us know.
Yeah. Gravy made the list. That's a garnish.
I don't know. I like the gravy though.
Well, I like gravy,
Gotta have some gravy.
I don't consider gravy to be a dish.
It's not a dish.
It's not a dish.
I'm with you on that.
It's like
it covers the dish. You pour it on top of all the stuff.
Yeah. Is salt and pepper going to be on the list?
Exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah.
Good point.
Green beans. I don't think that to me. Now, a green bean casserole, you're starting to move into Thanksgiving world there. But if you just got a plate full of French cut green beans, gross. No. Keep those. You can have them. Plus, they're green.
Well, I mean,
I like my plate to have fall colors.
I mean, I like them, but in this ranking, it's like there's got to be something down there that.
Are there no desserts on the?
This is just.
So you take the desserts out. You don't have much left.
Yeah. So I'm going to just read the last.
Is there any mac and cheese?
To reign out the top 10 is mac and cheese.
All right.
And I read a report, and I don't remember if it was on this one or another. I looked at a graph. 38% of respondents in the South say that macaroni and cheese is an appropriate Thanksgiving meal. It was the highest nationwide. The Northeast was like 16%. The Northwest was in the 20s.
Sounds really low.
You don't want to know why? Because they think that mac and cheese is the stuff that comes out of that box.
Yeah, that Velveeta stuff. It ain't the homemade stuff.
We're talking about Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, we're not talking Velveeta
they're
shells
pouring
and cheese.
Chili on top of it and doing all
they're
kinds
doing
of
weird
sinful things with mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Some honorable mentions that I think have to be brought up. I think well, I don't really like any of these. Deviled eggs needs to be there.
Deviled eggs needs
That's
a place.
got to be there.
Yep.
You can keep your salad and your fruit salads. I really don't need that garbage. Or broccoli. It's
broccoli's not Thanksgiving.
Cranberry sauce was way down the list too.
Yeah.
It needs to be near
Where's
the top.
Cranberry sauce?
But is cranberry sauce a garnish? Does it cut? I mean, I get a...
Well, gravy, I mean, if gravy can get on the list, you can put Canberry sauce.
So
now, here we go.
Here's the debate. Do you like the homemade stuff, or do you like the, I got it out of a can
in the shape
stuff?
of a dog can.
Dog food can. If you've got the ridges
That's
on it from
Canberry
the
sauce.
can...
Nobody caught that when I said that earlier.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like it. I
Canberry.
can open a can of Canberry sauce, especially if it's Ocean Spray brand, and sit there with a spoon and eat the whole can. I love that.
Julie made she made the sweet potato souffle
Yeah.
Sunday, and she made
maybe it was
she
hers.
she made cookies, and she brought cranberry sauce.
Yeah, I love candy.
And the only thing that was cleaned out was the cranberry sauce.
It's a popular. Hey,
There was nothing left.
the post Thanksgiving sandwiches that I make, the turkey sandwiches, have a thin layer of cranberry.
that's a good
cranberry
idea.
sauce on
Yeah.
it. It's pretty tasty.
I have to go with the homemade stuff because Millie does it, and she puts it has oranges, and sometimes it has pecans in it. And
Now,
it
it's
is
good.
outstanding.
It is good,
I
but
have
you
been
know
eating on
deep
it.
down in your heart, you're still craving cranberry sauce.
Never.
That is forever going to be my phrase.
I've
now.
never really liked it.
Oh, there's
So,
something weird.
Either way, it helps with your UTIs.
Yeah, Brussels sprouts.
No.
Does not need to be on
That's
my
not
plate.
Thanksgiving.
The rest of these are pretty much. So here's the 42, 41, and 40 going from the worst three. Tofu.
Oh my goodness!
I'm telling you, if you show up at Thanksgiving with tofu in my family, you're going to be tarred and feathered.
Somebody was telling me about a tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of
You
it.
gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Turducken, yeah, they got it mixed up. It's my sister-in-law was talking about tofurkey. A cousin of hers brought one to Mississippi.
I hope.
my goodness.
To a meal in Mississippi.
My hope
and it was
is that-
tofu in the shape of a turkey.
I hope they were food.
Do you have
shamed.
the sound of a door slamming, like when they
Yeah.
showed them the door? And
If
I
this
got-
is the sister-in-law that I think you're talking about in Mississippi, I can't believe that the family even let that person in the house.
I know, it's crazy.
did anybody there say, "You ain't from around here, are you?"
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
That's
That-
the closest thing that I got for that emotion.
41 was plantains. You know, I don't think of
No,
a plantain.
don't.
Never. Never.
You passed a reasonable line
Weirdos.
a long time ago.
Now 40 surprised me. I don't know if we've had it at Thanksgiving or not.
So you started at the bottom and you're working your way
I'm going
up.
back. Yeah,
You're just giving us
Okay.
like
I'm gonna give you the
bottom of
worst three, and this is the last one. And I think it's too far down. I don't know if it's a Thanksgiving, but black-eyed peas. Now I love me some black-eyed
Ooh,
peas.
now we had black-eyed peas with my side of the family Monday,
yeah.
and my mom always had black-eyed peas with Thanksgiving meal. And
Black-eyed
you
peas
put
is just-
salsa with it.
See, I always
Salsa on
put,
the black-eyed peas, that's a Texas thing.
I always put a little apple cider vinegar on top of my black-eyed
Well,
peas. If
you
you
do
haven't
you,
tried
but-
that, you should try
Black-eyed
it.
peas is just a good accompaniment. You mix it in
Yeah,
with some
you get
other
a little
stuff,
bite
you
of
know,
it with
get
everything
a little
else.
this and
Yeah.
a little that. Some
Now,
black-eyed peas on
You
that.
do some
spoon.
purple whole peas, and you've really got my attention.
Oh, I love purple whole
What
peas.
about the fact that we're talking about Thanksgiving and nowhere on the list is maize?
Is
You
what?
know, the
Corn?
Indians called it maize. And, you know, the
That's
first
just for
Thanksgiving,
decoration.
Come on.
Yeah. If it's
You
a
can't
corn,
eat that
if it's
stuff.
a corn casserole, I might be into it, or maybe a little cream corn.
But it's surprising that there was. Well, I guess corn is somewhere in the middle of that list.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was like number 14, 15, something like that.
Man, I'm excited about
I'm
lunch
ready to
tomorrow
eat
now.
tomorrow. Yeah, we're going to be
got
going
my mouth
for,
watering.
because of
Strapping
football.
on
We'll
the
be headed
feed
over
bag.
for dinner tomorrow night. But I'm looking forward to eating.
Yeah. Well, we still got more work to do though. Before that, we got a bad preacher segment and then our
Yeah.
passage. So, everybody, hang on. Don't start digging in yet. All right, we're back with another bad preacher segment.
Preachers. Put your hand on that television set.
And you wouldn't go about establishing your own kingdom in the video room.
Isn't that something called a moshoko matata? Matata tomotondo tiki shakada kapopoto.
Could it be Satan?
All right, so we have avoided Kenneth Copeland until now, but it's time to bring him out. If our listeners aren't familiar with him, they will be after this. I've got 2 clips to play, and I probably won't play the entire length of both clips, but this was around the time of the pandemic. Kenneth Copeland, he believes himself to be a prophet. And also, well, he knows he's not a prophet,
Isn't
but he
that-
tries to make people think he's a prophet.
On the intro to this segment, isn't that him speaking
Oh
in
yeah,
tongues?
that's him saying, "Put your hand on that television." Yeah, that's Kenneth Copeland. So here's video number 1, Kenneth Copeland cursing COVID.
Judgment right now.
Because we have...
In the name of Jesus.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
There's another guy on there with him.
Standing in the office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19.
Oh, Ramash.
I execute judgment on you,
I think there's some tongue speaking
you
in there.
destroyer, you killer, you get out, we break your power, you get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand a vaccination to come immediately.
Yes.
That hopefully doesn't cause cardiomyopathy.
Now he's got to make some demands about that too.
Got to be specific.
You come down from your place of authority, destroyer. You come down and you crawl on your belly like God commanded you when he put his foot on your head in the Garden of Eden.
I'm going to stop it there.
Can I ask a question? He said, I want you to come down from your place of authority, destroyer. I'm not a televangelist. I am not in a pastoral
You're going to get into
position,
theology here?
But I have a question.
Okay.
If I read the Bible right, maybe I'm reading it wrong. But Satan was pretty much defeated at the cross, right? I mean...
Are you a preterist?
What? I don't even know what that means. But am I right? I mean, am I speaking that incorrectly?
I believe I side with you that Satan was cast down at the cross.
Right.
I actually learned that in Tim Layton's Bible class on the devil.
So if
about 12 years ago, I think.
If
he went into great detail on that point.
If he's been cast down, then
like I believe
how is
Revelation
he in a
20
place of authority
is now.
Yeah,
like he's in the bottomless pit.
So here's the other question: is if he is in a place of authority, why did he have to ask God to torment Job?
Well, if you're looking for a sensible sermon, it's not the bad preacher segment that you need to look for that.
It's not what we're here for.
You're getting frustrated over bad preachers.
Well, but this is a bad preacher. He's not just
Kenneth Copeland is.
He's not just bad in his presentation.
Not theologically sound.
He's not theologically sound. Okay, sorry. I'm over my rant.
We ain't got to the good part yet. Because there's a guy that likes to put Kenneth Copeland to heavy metal guitar.
Oh, wow.
So now that you've heard the original, here's the mashup with some heavy metal.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
Standing in the office of the prophet of God, I execute judgment on you, COVID-19.
It works.
I execute judgment on you, Satan, you destroyer, you killer, you get out, we break your power, you get off this nation. I demand judgment on you. I demand.
You know, that's probably more effective than the original.
That was pretty, and it goes on for a while. I'm not really into death metal, but it's pretty funny when you put it to Kenneth Copeland.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
What does it mean that he's standing in the office of the prophet of God? Is he saying he's a prophet?
Yes.
He's a prophet.
He's claiming to be a prophet. He claims to be a prophet.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about
He's crazy.
His office, right?
And
but
people,
he is very
pay
wealthy.
Money to him and support him?
He is extremely wealthy.
Yeah, I read on that really reliable site, Wikipedia, that there was a lot of controversy over his use of his private airplane.
Well, a reporter confronted him, and while we're on it, I might as well look that video up.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I mean, all I have to do is just type his name into YouTube.
Oh, man.
How are you, sir? We'd just like to ask you about why you don't want to fly commercial. Why have you said that you won't fly commercial? You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second.
He's trying not to
the people.
Tear her head off.
The main reason is because of the need. If I flew commercial, I'd have to stop 65% of what I'm doing. That's really me.
Isn't it true that you want to fly commercial so that you can fly in luxury? How much money did you pay for Tyler Perry's Gulfstream jet, for example?
Well, for example, that's really none of your business, but...
Isn't it the business of your donors?
Listen, I paid. You kind of caught me off guard here, okay?
Certainly. Well, if you'd like to come out here, I'd like to give you a chance to catch your breath and have a conversation. We don't want to catch you off guard.
I love Inside Edition. You got to get this now. Hey, you listening to me? My wife thinks Inside Edition is, oh yeah. Now, thank you, Lord. Help me. Let me pray this thing.
Well, let me just ask you a really simple question.
I just realized this interview is 12 minutes long. We don't have time for this.
To live a life of luxury and to fly around in private
you have
jets.
A private plane?
What's your response to that?
I think here's
very simple.
That you don't like to fly commercial because you don't want to get into a tube with a bunch of demons. Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
He's got his finger in her face.
We wrestle not with flesh and blood.
It's awkward.
He's a strange dude, isn't he?
Yeah, but he is very rich.
This is that as of 2024, his net worth is estimated to be $300 million. And in
300 million.
In 2021, the Houston Chronicle called him the wealthiest pastor in the United States with a net worth of $750 million.
Why do people...
750 million?
How do people...
Dollars?
Why do people... I can't do it.
It's got to be pesos.
I can't abide with this. I can't abide with it. I'd withstand him to the face.
Oh, man. People...
Or if he's tall to like his chest area.
He's not tall. He's a little fella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
no, he's definitely a bad preacher.
Should we be looking for you to have a private plane anytime soon?
Not gonna happen in my case, I'm afraid.
Or you just have to fly with all the demons on that little tube?
I have to get in there with the demons.
Yeah.
Or just stay in Leeds, which is where I'm happy to be.
I've never flown on a plane with demons, but every time I fly commercial, I'm stuck next to a screaming child. Every time.
Might be a demon.
Mm-hmm.
Might be.
Might be following you around.
Might want to look into a
He's
private
plane.
Plane.
He's a strange fella.
Yeah, he's a weird guy.
The LFEC Express.
I'm
streaming through the air right now.
I might could go out to the Air Force boneyard and buy the shell of an airplane, and I could just sit in it and pretend. It looked like that thing in the movie Madagascar that they try to fly and put together.
Welcome back. It's time for the passage this week. It's very brief by Alfred Lord Tennyson. That's Alfred, Lord Tennyson. A poet. Most of you have read him in high school by force, but he wrote a lot of good poems. And this quote comes from his poem, Ulysses. I am a part of all that I have met. I am a part of all that I have met. The poem, if you want a little context, is about the main character of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Odysseus in Greek, Ulysses in the Latin. Ulysses is the main character who goes through this odyssey, this journey, trying to get home, and has all these experiences and meets all these mythical creatures and persons and comes home a changed man. So I think all of that background is pretty important to the quote because he's the one that says, and in his old age, I'm a part of all that I've met. This poem also has a lot of good things to say about aging, and if we have a little time near the end, we might get into that. But let's talk about this section. Wow, there's a lot packed into that one line that we can talk about.
I think it's just an interesting concept, right? And as you described, his journeys in this story, of him coming in contact with a lot of different people. But I like to think, often about the people that I've met, over the years. And I do think it's not necessarily, is it all? I don't know, but I think there, are people that have their, thumbprint on your life in some way. I think the people that you're around the most, sometimes good, sometimes bad, maybe, but I think they leave an imprint on who you are.
Yeah, they form your identity. And there is a question about whether this quote works subjectively or objectively. Like, is it about the subject? Or what? Let's start with this. Am I the object, the way Tim just described, that the experiences and the people I encounter affect me?
Okay.
See,
or am I the subject? I affect everybody I am with, and
the way I
affect
read the
every
quote.
experience I'm involved in.
Yeah.
I think it works both ways.
I do too. And I think it's written to work both ways.
Probably.
I think it's all about influence and how we can affect others, or not we can affect, we do affect others and others affect us. That our common experience, we both leave a changed person or influenced in some way by each other's actions.
Yeah, and that's important to note. My first impression, though, was the way Tim interpreted it, that my identity is formed by all of my associations and all of my experiences. And I guess there's a little wisdom in there to take to heart and a warning, curate those people and experiences because they have an effect on you. Don't go into places that'll affect you negatively. Search out experiences that will be good for you spiritually, and people, of course, that will influence you in the right direction.
I really like it. We talk about influence sometimes, and I don't think we always realize that no matter what we're doing, when we're involved with people, we're being an influence, good or bad, one way or the other. I mean, you see it most of all in your kids. Like, I see my kids do things now, and I'm like, oh, they've picked that up from me. And sometimes I see them do something, and I'm like, oh, good, they got that from me. That's good. But, we don't think about it. So today we saw, 27 patients or so, 26, 27 patients. As I'm going room to room, I'm not thinking, all right, my interaction with this person is going to affect their life. This interaction with this person could change something in my life. You don't think about it. But in reality, every time you come in contact with somebody else, you're giving them a little bit of yourself and they're giving you a little bit of themselves. And you carry that influence, or you carry something from that connection.
Everybody is slightly different after it's over,
right.
even the mundane, ordinary exchanges.
That's right. We're never the same. Anytime we interact with a person, we are not the same person after that interaction that we were before.
And even the events that impact our lives greatly are typically just another of those daily events, right? So we don't really know when the big moments are coming, right? Either to be affected by someone else or to have an effect on someone in a positive or negative way, right? And I don't want to break the seal on another one of our quotes in the storehouse, but we were kicking around some quotes today, and there was one about sort of living every day as if the interactions you're having with people would be the last ones you ever have with them, right? I think that's a powerful thought, because it would, I think, in a lot of cases, help to temper a lot of the things that maybe we do negatively toward people sometimes, right? And it's like, I think the point of that quote, if I remember correctly, was you're having this interaction, assume it's their last day on this earth, right? Because then you're not that it's your last day, right? Not live like you were dying kind of thing, live like they're dying.
You may not have a chance to apologize.
You may not have a chance to apologize.
To make it right.
Their time is short is what you're,
there's no time for regret.
Whining or abusing them about in some way or something. Does it really matter? So I think just this idea of I'm going to be a part of everybody that I come in contact with in some way. We all need to take that seriously, right? In terms of the interactions we have with people, because sometimes we may just sort of disregard somebody. We may not be kind to someone, and that was our chance. I think that is what I think about, is sort of, you got to make the most of that opportunity to be a part of someone else.
Yeah.
So are you going to be the part of them?
You have influence.
Are you going to be the part of them that makes them bitter, or makes them angry, makes them insecure, or are you going to try to be the part of them that helps to build them up or make them healthier in some way? Or
that's an important point, because most of us don't think about our influence on other people. We downplay it. We don't realize how much influence we really have over other people's lives. We just think, I don't matter.
Right.
We have this inferiority complex, and we need to get over that. We don't need to become puffed up and proud about it. We can take it way too far, but we need to understand that people are watching us. And I'll tell that to my kids now that they're teenagers. Hey, those little kids are looking up to you. They really think you're big stuff. So watch what you do. Be careful what you're saying. Even if you're not doing anything wrong, don't do something they may misconstrue, or take permission to do something. Realize there are little eyes watching you all the time.
Also, one of the things that we've talked with our boys a good bit is there's two positions you can be in. You can either be influencing someone, or you can be being influenced by someone. And, as Christians, we should be trying to influence everyone around us to be like Christ. I mean, we should be showing that in our life. We should be showing that in our actions. And, there are times you cannot control the environment you are in, but you can control your influence, or how you allow that environment to influence you. And I don't know, I talk to my kids about that a lot, that you have an opportunity to either influence people for good, or if a situation's wrong, let that situation influence you towards the negative. So, either way, there's going to be influence. If you're in a negative area, a negative situation, try to be a positive influence in that environment, because that protects you against the negative influences that are there.
Let's talk about the other side of that a little bit more. But your identity is formed by the people and the experiences that you have. That's another thing we don't give a whole lot of thought to. We just sometimes let the world toss us around here and there, and we feel out of control. We don't feel like we have much control over the people we hang around with and the experiences that we have. And there's a lot of that you can't control, but there's a lot of it that you can. And so many of us are guilty of spending a lot of our time just in worthless, meaningless activities. And I always try to keep the prayer of Psalm 119:37 in mind. Turn my eyes from looking at worthless things and give me life in your ways. The more we can stay in God's ways, in his law and his word, and out of the worthless things, the better, because we're shaping ourselves. And we'll get into it in a minute, but this poem talks about even in old age. Ulysses is looking back and he's saying, I'm not done with my life. I want to continue to live whatever life it is that I've been given. I want to live it to the end and not just retire and check out. So I think we don't give enough thought to that, they have phrases like living intentionally. What are some other ways they put it? Mindfulness is something that people throw around.
And I think, some of this is, as we develop relationships over time, I mean, I think back to Jesus and his inner circle, right? That you've got to decide like that, who are you going to allow to be, the key influencers in your life? Because, I mean, I think what this statement says is true, that everybody has impact on you in some way, but you make decisions about who's going to have a significant amount of time to influence you and you to them, right? So I think all of this goes in, if you think about it in terms of us and all the relationships and all the interactions we have, all of it goes in two directions, which is the point we've made about this already. But, who are you going to allow to have access to you most of the time? Because I think you need to decide that, are those people going to add value to your life? Are they going to, this is the kind of discussion we have with our teenagers, right? How many of those discussions really need to be turned around, and maybe our teenagers need to have them with us? Who are you spending your time with? Are they helping you? Are they dragging you down? Are they making you better or worse? Are you just, burning time with them, or are they adding value to your life? Are they making you closer to God? Are they just allowing you to develop as a person in a better way, right? Or, is it just a nothing relationship, and you're really not being intentional about the people you surround yourself with?
Right. Another aspect of this is you're special and unique. Every person is unique because there's an infinite possibility of combinations of people and experiences that each person encounters in life. And that's a good thing. Life is diverse, and we need everybody in this world. And so don't downplay your own personal experiences and interactions, because that's what makes you you, and you're special. And I think that's another aspect of this.
I think that's great, right? I think that when we think about people that we're going to surround ourselves with, the easy thing is to surround ourselves with people like us. And sometimes, to the point of this quote, sometimes surrounding yourself with people who are different than you is a good thing. Because the people who are just like you, what can they add to you that you're not already?
Yeah.
They're just like you, right? And so, those are good friends. And that's not to say that, iron doesn't sharpen iron and things like that, because there's truth to that. But as we choose relationships, I think sometimes it's good to try to foster relationships with people who are different than you, because they really have something to add to your
who
journey.
are different in ways you want to change. You want to grow, you want to change. Do some networking, make some new friends, make some new relationships and connections.
And look in the place that's not obvious sometimes, right?
And
don't do what everybody else is doing.
And find people that'll challenge you.
Yes.
I mean, if we're not being challenged, then we're not necessarily growing.
Right.
I mean, it's important to be challenged.
Right. Yeah. I did want to get to some of the things about old age. This is called passages because we discuss quotations and we talk about Bible passages, but also we think of the passage of time. We're at a stage in our life where we're starting to see less time in front of us than behind us. And, that can be kind of sobering. And so anytime I can see a positive spin on old age, I want to pick it up. And at the end of this poem, Ulysses, the speaker, he's saying, I think he's talking with his wife, and he's saying, you and I are old. Old age hath yet his honor and his toil. Death closes all, but something ere the end, in other words, before the end, some work of noble note may yet be done. I appreciate that sentiment. And then he says, "'Tis not too late to seek a newer world." And at the end, this is the way the poem ends. "Though much is taken, much abides. And though we are not now that strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, that which we are, we are. One equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield." That's pretty powerful. The thought of an old king saying, there's more to be done. You know, you said, "I am what I am" a while ago. That's kind of that's kind of in this poem. That which we are, we are. You know, okay, I'm old. I can't do the things I could do when I was young, but I have my wisdom that I didn't have when I was young, and there are still things to do. And I'm not going to quit. I'm going to strive, to seek, to find, and I'm not to yield.
Well, I think one of the benefits of growing older is, though physically there are things you may not be able to do, from an influence standpoint, I think that's when you're in sometimes your most powerful stance, because you have life experience to share. I mean, wisdom is found through experience, and the more experience you have, the more wisdom you have, and the more wisdom you have, the more influential you can be. And I think sometimes we're quick to turn away from the influence of older folks, and maybe sometimes how many times in your life and have you said, you know, something my parents said years ago have come true, or something my grandparents used to say all the time? Wow, they were absolutely right on that. And at the time when they said it and you were in your teens and 20s, you thought, these morons got no clue about life. But in reality, they were spot on. And that's because of that wisdom. And I don't know, I think sometimes, it's easy as we get older to become complacent in our role in influencing other people. But I think it's also bad that our youth and our younger folks sometimes say, well, that's just that crazy old person. I'm not going to listen to what they have to say.
Yeah.
And so we kind of shun the most influential people that we're around.
Well, I think this may sound strange, but those young bodies pumped full of hormones and strength can be a handicap when you're talking about wisdom.
Yeah.
We make a lot of bad decisions because we think we're invincible physically.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just lack of experience. It's that plus this feeling of invincibility, of youth, that I've got the whole world in front of me. And, we can go off course really quickly with that kind of pride.
Oh, yeah.
And youth brings a lot of pride with it that vanishes as your body starts betraying you and you're slowed down by old age. You can look at the glass as half empty, or you can look at the glass as half full. And there are disadvantages and advantages to every state of life.
That's right.
And I think this stage that we're entering into, I wouldn't say we have both feet solidly in old age.
I definitely don't.
Not Jason anyway. Yeah. But
I'm a mere child.
The stage that we're all headed for has a lot of positives to it. Yes, it can be hard, but you have that lifetime of experiences and associations that are combining together to make a really important person that still has work to do. And I think that's what this poem is driving at.
Yeah, and I think that Jason, to the point of things that people say along the way that really incubate for a long period of time, and then the light bulb comes on for you someday. I mean, I think maybe that's some of our challenge for trying to help younger folks. Is to either be an encourager or to give advice or whatever it might be, that, hey, I realize today this is probably not going to be the eureka moment for you, but, you need to hear this, and someday it might mean something to you.
Yeah.
So I don't think the part of all you met, all of it doesn't necessarily come to light at the same time, but
right.
I think that sometimes it takes many years.
Yeah, it does,
for it to have its full effect.
I really like this quote. It gives us a lot to think about. Now, as we're wrapping up, is this really episode 49?
I believe it is.
Which means our next episode is listener request, episode 50.
Yep.
So we have a lot of material, but we could always use a little more. If you've been sitting on something you want us to discuss, now's the time to send it in.
Yep. I had a quote submitted today. It was today. I sent it to y'all today from a listener, a passenger, if you will.
Yes, quotes, topics, news articles.
Just random questions.
Somebody sent us a Babylon Bee headline that we'll discuss.
Yep.
Just anything that you want to hear on the podcast.
Right. If you
don't want to do your own podcast.
If you want a little behind the scenes, see how the sausage is made,
right.
Have a question about how this fantastic production, is put together.
We might share some of our industry secrets.
Trade secrets.
We have to be careful with them.
Yeah, we don't want someone to steal our ideas. And
we might need you all to sign a non-disclosure.
Right. All of you. But yeah, we're planning for that, and
50
I
episodes.
guess that'll be
I'm
next
getting us
week.
a cake. What flavor cake do we like? I think we need a celebratory cake on that one. That's when we started this. Did either of you think we were making 50 episodes?
I didn't think we'd make 50 this quickly.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I like that we got into a rhythm of a weekly
podcast,
and it's a lot of fun. I'm glad we made it to 50, and I hope we make.
I'll bring some leftover turkey and some yams and.
Oh yeah, we'll have leftovers next week.
Oh.
I've already had 2 turkey dinners.
I will be turkeyed out by next week.
So tomorrow will be number 3 for me. Well, we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and look forward to our listener request. We'll let John take us out.
Follow us on Instagram at passages_podcast and join us next time on Passages.